Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. This
Welcome,
is
welcome, welcome.
yes, yes,
Come on
yes.
in. Come on in. Come on in. I don't see you, Plum.
Huh?
Maybe it's a delay on my. Okay, I see you now. It's a
Oh,
delay
okay.
on my phone.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
delay. It's a delay on my phone. That's all. No, I see you. Everything's
Okay.
good. Yes. It's Sunday,
It is
April
Sunday.
the 6th.
Yes, April
Time
the
is
6th.
passing us by.
Yes,
Almost half
a quarter
first
of the
quarter.
year.
Gone.
Yep, gone.
Gone.
That fast.
As we know it. Yes,
Mhm.
true. Gone. Okay, we have a good show, a lot of interesting topics. It's always something to talk about. I could say that.
Yes, it is.
With the world the way it is and everything that's going on, it's always something going on
Yes, it is.
for us to discuss, um, especially with the new administration and everything that's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I can say there is no boring moments.
No, not at all.
No, no boring moments, right?
Yeah, not
Now
at all.
we do want to say happy birthday to those who are celebrating a birthday today.
Yes,
Happy
happy
birthday to
birthday.
you. May you see many, many more birthdays. Any
Mm-hmm.
shout outs you want to do for anyone that has a birthday?
No, not that I can think of.
Not it's Aries season. Woo
Mm-hmm.
woo. Aries
Yeah.
season. Here we go. Check this out.
Happy birthday!
Okay, may they see many, many more celebrations of birthdays to come. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Share. Sharing is caring. Please come on in. Thank you, Betty, for watching. I love you, Betty. You mean so much to me, Betty. I must tell you that um, you mean a lot to me, young lady. You are a remarkable woman. Even at the age that we were at 16, you knew exactly what to do to keep your girl safe. So shout out to Betty Williams and her family. I
Mm-hmm.
am honored to have her part of my life and knowing her since grammar school, actually, grammar school, high school, and here we are, 40 years later. Oh my goodness, does it seem
Wow.
maybe 45 years? Ooh, telling my age.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. I love you, girl. Yes, telling my age. My goodness, telling my age. Betty, I definitely would love to have you come on the show. We have a topics that's coming up that's going to be surrounding some things that involve you and myself, and I would love to have you as a guest. I will be reaching out to you soon. I know you got a little shy in you a little bit, but I'm sure that bringing you on would bless me for sure, and bless so many others that's out there that
Yeah.
want to hear some stories of positivity. The other thing we want to send a shout out to those who are sick and not feeling too well. Right? We have
Mm-hmm.
Michael. Michael McNeil, we're sending a shout out to you.
Yes.
Danica Mosley, we're sending a shout out to you. And my lovely sister Dottie, get well soon. Sending a shout out to you as well. Because we
Mm-hmm.
know that all things are in the hands of God, right?
Absolutely,
All
yes.
things are in the hands of God. One of the things I do want to say, Shakira, how is your Sunday coming along?
Well, I got some stuff done. I'm a little tired. I just woke up from a nap, and then my
Oh,
laptop wasn't charged like I thought it was going to be charged. So
yes.
I'm just I'm maintaining. I'm holding my camera, so if it look a little shaky, I'm trying to stay
Oh,
steady.
okay, okay. We do understand. We do understand. Did you make it to church this Sunday?
No, I didn't make it.
It's in your heart, though, right?
It is in my heart. It's always in my heart, but I did not make it.
Did not make it to church. So I
No.
know probably, with April 5th passing yesterday, right?
Hmm.
With the march, I'm sure you didn't participate in the march.
I wasn't going out there. And I did not see I see some black people being sprinkled in there, but it was mainly everybody else.
Yeah, it was
So
millions. Matter of fact, it was all across the country,
it was.
London. I mean, you name it, they were
Mhm.
protesting on
Yes.
behalf of America.
Yeah.
So it's really enlightening to see that so many people are being affected directly and indirectly. It's
Mhm.
maybe some family members that's here in America that's being, affected by what is going on with this administration. It is completely out of hand.
It
It's
is.
just, it's just, it's beyond anything that I've ever could have imagined. I guess when you read different things from Project 2025 and then it happening, it's like,
Mhm.
wow, it doesn't it doesn't even come close to what I thought. It's
Well, I
worse.
mean, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to. He gave
Yeah,
us a warning, and no, the people did not take heed to it, and that's where we are now. So,
and that's where we are
um,
now.
yeah, but it just also shows you the power of social media because it's not like April 5th. Hey, you guys that want to protest was listed on CNN or any news outlet. It was all social media.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So
it
the power of
was.
social media is massive.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
massive.
yeah. That is so true. And it's one of those situations where collectively, if all people come together, they will be changes made.
Yes.
There will be changes made. And with the millions that went out yesterday in solidarity to protest hands off, that was the march, hands off. But I want to show you a little clip, so stay tuned.
Okay.
Protest to speak against so many of the programs that Donald Trump, the executive orders and illegal laws and other procedures that he's put into place. So it's hands off education, it's hands off veterans benefits, it's hands off Social Security, it's hands off U.S. aid, it's hands off Gaza and Palestine. There's so many things to protest against. That's why we're all here. And I think it's that democracy itself is at stake. The balance of power, that Trump thinks he can do all this, that he is taking over the executive branch. And so that, to me, is the basis of all this. He wouldn't be able to do all this if our Congress people would do their jobs and keep him in check. I think he can make a difference because I think there are a number of, particularly House Republicans, that are in very small, won by a very small majority. And when they realize the anger of people, not just here in Columbus, but in 1,100 protests around the country, that they're going to reconsider their blanket support for Trump's illegal move.
There you have it.
Absolutely.
There you have it. That was, I'm sure there was a message behind what was done yesterday in peace. I didn't hear
Mhm.
any type of violence or any
Yeah, neither.
breakouts or anything of a such. So
Mhm.
that was very, you know, it was good to hear that part. That there
Mhm.
wasn't any negative negative news. I don't know whether there was any arrests. I didn't hear of any arrests,
Yeah, I
and
did not.
yes, I didn't hear. Did you hear anything?
Mm-mm, no, I didn't hear anything. I hear a peep.
Yeah, but there will be more marches. They will be more marches to come, I'm sure, because
Mhm.
people are getting fed up with what is happening. I think it's not just affecting the Republicans or the Democrats or even the independents like myself. It's affecting all people. You
Yeah,
know,
it is.
whether people want to say it's not affecting me, you may know someone that it's affecting.
Mhm.
It might not be directly affecting. And it's very selfish when people have this uncaring connection to them stating they want to tap into Social Security and
Mhm.
make it privatized. I mean, when you have this is the alarming part for me. There are a few pastors and bishops and leadership that have people that are following them stating that what Donald Trump is doing is right. I mean, I know of two pastors who follow Donald Trump, and I mean, they said there's nothing that he does wrong, which I'm like, that's impossible. I
Mhm.
mean, no one has a relation. I don't know anybody to have a relationship where you agree all the time.
Yeah,
Everything you
no.
say is you agree. Me and you, we agree and we disagree. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We don't agree with a lot of things. A lot of things
Hmm.
we do. We
Yeah.
speak our voice and we do it
Hmm.
respectfully. But I don't know anyone that you mean to tell me all the things that this man is doing, including grabbing women's private parts, you are down with that too?
I
That
guess so.
is disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Disturbing to say the least. And for those who are willing to let their voices be heard, we need to be saying something. You
Yeah.
know, we need to be out saying something. Put it on your live. We need to be voicing our opinion. Let it be heard, participating, getting into groups, networking with people who have like minded ideals like yourself
Hmm.
so that we can come together to make change. Because what's going on right now, it's not good.
It's not good.
It
No, it's
doesn't
not.
even feel good. I don't know whether
No.
is it me or
No, it doesn't, and it's like everybody's losing. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Everybody is losing something.
yeah.
It may not be you directly, but it may be you down the line. I mean, it ain't even been. Has it been 100 days yet?
Yeah. Let's see. February
Okay.
when did it come? January 20th, February,
Yeah.
March, April. This month it would be 100. It would be
Yeah.
90
So
days.
yeah. So it hasn't even been 100 days. So wait your turn because it may affect you. Um, just
Yeah.
being kind to people. Kindness is free. A lot of times I think people are removed from things that don't affect them. Just like I know for me, not necessarily that it doesn't affect you, but it's not in your backyard.
Right.
So you don't think twice. Like police brutality, thank God. I've never experienced that whatsoever. Being stopped by the police, anything like that. But in down south and other areas is very prevalent. Like it's
Yeah.
like, it's like going to the store is not safe. Now, so for northerners, we don't have that same flight, like we don't, not everybody, I'm not saying everybody don't have that position, but you get what I'm
Right.
saying. So I think sometimes if you're not old and ain't getting social security and you ain't nowhere near social security age, you're like, well,
But
I'm gonna be
see,
working for the next 50 years. And I mean, I'm just saying when people don't, they're not in that,
yeah, but see, that's
they're
because
not
they
being
don't
threatened.
understand taxes, right? So if you understood taxes, every time you work, you go to work, you punch that clock, even if you're on salary, if you paying any money into your social security, meaning they have social security withholding, you're being affected. If they have
Yeah.
Medicare withholding, you're being affected. If you look at your W-2 and you see where they're withholding monies from your earnings for social security and for Medicare, you're being affected.
But
And
they may look at it like this is gonna be extra money in my check. I'm playing the devil's advocate. They ain't gonna be taking that money out my check no more. That's a little extra little money. That's a
yeah, but then you have to look at the flip side of that. What about the money that I've already paid? Number
yeah,
one, what
yeah,
happens to that
absolutely.
money? And what happened to all the people who paid, who passed away, worked hard, and wasn't able to reach the retirement age?
Yeah.
All that money is
Where
being
is it?
invested.
Yeah,
And we're talking beyond trillions of dollars.
of
This
course.
beyond trillions.
Yeah.
So when you think about that and think about that Social Security is no longer going to be around, I just can't see that happening.
No,
I
I can't
can't
either.
see citizens, these senior citizens of today. Mm-mm,
No. Mm-mm.
no, I can't see that happening at all.
No.
Um, and people, we do have to stand up and fight back and stand up for what's right. Because if we lay down and be silent, anything's possible to happen.
Of course.
And those marches that happened yesterday are necessary. They're necessary. And I understand the black women and men of color saying they're gonna sit this one out, but people still showed up.
Yeah,
And
they
I know
did.
that we are tired of marching. I know we're tired of fighting, but the fight still must continue.
Yeah, I just feel like let them. This is their chance to march. Let us move on to something else.
Yeah.
Something that builds up our community, like we talked about before. The black dollar don't stay in the black community
No.
minute.
True.
So if we can focus on that, that will build generational wealth and will be able to sustain anything that's going to go on with this administration.
Yeah.
For us, I think that's where we should be focusing.
True.
Let
True.
them, this I won't say their first time marching, but let them go on. Here's the torch. Now you run with that, and you keep on marching, and we're gonna be over here doing something else.
But the interesting part, it's interesting to see that they always laying back thinking that the African Americans, the people of color, were going to be affected, and they were not going to be affected by this. And then DEI happened, and then the firing of the government and
Yeah,
employees.
they thought that it had a race to it. Like, okay, we're gonna skip over you food stamps. You get food stamps, but we're gonna skip over you. That was not what it was. And I think a lot of them are going bonkers because they don't know what the struggle is. Black people have been struggling since struggle been struggling. You get what I'm saying?
Child,
Like,
yes, Lord.
we know how to make a wish sandwich. We know how to
Yes,
make they making
girl.
chitlins and
A
everything.
cheese
Like,
and
and we
tomato sandwich.
and still be at the having a barbecue with you ain't pay your rent, but you paying the bar, you doing the barbecue. Not saying that's not good, folks. I'm just saying black people know how to deal
Survive.
with and survive, and
Yeah.
we've always been told no or not yet, or you know they haven't been told that, so they are not doing very good on that side of the tracks.
No,
And I
no.
think that if we did go out there, they would have made it about black people, and it would have been chaos. They would have made it chaotic because you see, even with the officers, they weren't doing anything. They were letting them protest. But when black people protest, you got you got the tear gas, you got everything else ready
Child,
for them. So
had that.
it
Yeah.
would have been different. So I'm happy that we set this one out and let them have that experience while we move on to something else.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just can't even imagine January 6th being people of color.
Listen,
It would
wouldn't have
have
made
been.
I seen a video. The lady said they wouldn't have made it past the steps, let
Yeah,
alone in building.
that's true.
It would have been a bee bath. Okay,
Yeah. Oh,
there was nobody, no
definitely.
survivors. Okay,
Yes.
it would have been
Definitely.
all no, absolutely not.
Definitely. But all this is playing out, and we know that I believe that the our creator is in full control. All
Absolutely, this
everything
is
that's
all for a
happened is
purpose.
a part of the plan, and we just have to play our part, whatever that part is,
Yeah.
and continue to move forward. Thank you so much for joining us, Pam. Dottie, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Linda. Thanks so much for joining us. Linda has a comment.
You may have to
Um,
read it because it's okay. I can read
okay.
it. It's big on the screen now. Trump and Musk wants to private everything so their rich friends can get the private contracts.
Yep,
Exactly.
that's true.
Exactly.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Yes.
That's terrible.
What about all the unemployment we paid to the state and don't get anything back if the weeks are right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
too.
it's it's, it's crazy. I agree with you, niece. Thank you, Auntie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's sick.
absolutely. We have to start somewhere, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey
Mm-hmm.
T.
Hey T, thanks so much for joining, my love.
Yes,
Thank you so much for joining. We have to have you come back on the show. We miss you.
yes. Miss Linda said every benefit was given to whites, but blacks didn't receive any of the benefits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ain't that strange enough?
Now is the flip side.
Yeah. There's a
Um,
saying that the last will be first and the first shall be last. I'm sure you heard that before.
I have. I said as soon as we join in the mood, we would have changed. So let them fix what they broke. Hello, that part. Soon as
Hello.
like I said, I ain't see no tear gas, no insight. I ain't even see no armor like how they have when we're marching.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, T T.
let
Mwah.
me know when, and I'll be ready.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. We sure will. Definitely. Get ready because it's coming up, young lady. It's coming up.
Yes.
I definitely want to just say this because I guess a lot of people are proud about this that President Trump he extended TikTok. They're still negotiating and doing whatever they're doing behind the scene. So they
Mm-hmm.
extended it for another 75 more days. So I'm sure you're happy about that.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy about it. I'm not complaining. I've been in these TikTok streets, as they may say. Going live. I try to go live every day at 11. If I don't, if I have a client, I ain't going live.
Right.
But in the event if I do not have a client, then I will go live and we talk about tax tips, we talk about notary, stuff like that. So it's been, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it a lot. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I want to ask you a question because I know sometimes you like taking the kids to different events and playgrounds and things of that nature.
mhm.
But there's an incident that happened, and this is not the first. It's happened
Yes,
quite frequently
I
with Chuck
sent
E.
it to you.
Cheese gone wrong. Chuck E. Cheese, what's wrong with these
Oh
parents?
my
They need to
goodness.
control themselves.
Yes, and but listen, before you show, because you got the clip, right?
I do.
Okay, before you show it, I want you to drop in the chat what nationality you think was out here acting wild. Okay,
What
drop that.
nationality?
Yes.
You
Who
know,
you think, which one, okay, was out here
okay, so
acting crazy?
you mean whether it was
If it was
colored
us, if
or
it was us or the,
Latinos or
yes, who was it?
Caucasian?
Yes, who was it? Who do you think is out here at their baby birthday
I
parties?
don't know. It was just a mixture. It seemed like everybody was going at it. It really
Look,
seemed.
I watched it more than once.
Oh, you
So
did? Okay.
yes,
Yeah, it was definitely not. See, when I see something like this, I'm leaving.
it's
I'm
disturbing.
leaving right away,
It is
immediately.
disturbing.
I'm getting my grandkids and we out of there.
Yeah.
Cause see, one thing lead to another, and see somebody swing
And
at
you
me.
get hit by, yeah, you get hit.
It's
But you
gonna
may
be a
get hit
swing.
by accident,
I
maybe
don't
for
want to be
somebody
involved.
else.
Huh?
It may be for somebody else and you just get hit.
Yeah. Nah. I like freedom. I don't want no problems,
Yeah.
And I used to always tell you when you were little. Do you remember what I always say to you when you were little?
Keep me out of jail, and you still say it. And I'm
Yeah.
about to be 38 years old. Keep me out of jail.
Yeah. Because, only because my temper go from 0 to 10,000.
1,000. Yeah.
But it takes a long time. But if somebody's crossing and they on that ghetto side, I have a very professional side to me, but being raised with brothers the way I was and having some real hardcore family members that didn't take no mess, you had to defend yourself and you had to learn how to fight.
Yeah.
As little kids, we had to learn how to fight real quick or you get beat up.
Yeah.
So but let me show you this clip real quick
Okay.
that is quite interesting. The whole place was fighting. The whole place was fighting. Like, how could you tell from all of that? The
I
whole
can't.
place.
Listen, I did a poll. I analyzed this, and I'm gonna. Okay, so let's read some of the. So Tiana said African American. Miss Linda said Caucasian. Tiana said order clear, folks. Um, Miss Linda said, let's see, at least in department stores. Um, I'm trying to see if anybody else for the poll. So when I analyzed it, it definitely didn't look like us.
Really?
Unless
I
it was
seen some
extra
people that
extra
look like.
unless it was extra light skinned. It did not look. That's my observation. If anybody else agree, you can let me know in the chat. It looked it like majority of the other side. It did not look like us, which I was so excited because I just knew sometimes you just be knowing when certain things go on, you like, uh, you give certain scenarios, you might think that that's it, but
Yep, that part, T. That part.
oh, you can go to zero to prison real
That
quick.
part.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say something to you, and people know me from Trenton. People know me because when I first came to Trenton, I must say this: when I first came to Trenton, I was 17 years old. And of course we had the Miller homes around the corner. We had a whole bunch of different project areas in Trenton, and I was young, and being an owner of a restaurant that young, we all agreed that we would say that Bobo, one of our security guys who sat behind the counter, we said we would say that he owned the place because then it would keep us kind of like off the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Now anyone that knows me know I was a skater back in the day, and I still love skating. And I would go to the skating ring, so I would skate with some of the staff who knew that I was the owner. So the word spread quickly that I was the owner of Jumbo's. But I must say this: people will tempt you, people will try you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And things can turn, just like T said, things can turn from 0 to 1,000 real quick. And before you know it, you're in a situation that is not good. Shout out to my Trenton family. I love them. I love my Trenton people. I've learned so much from being self-employed and waiting on people and waiting on different ethnic groups. Um, you just have to learn to adjust accordingly. Okay. Okay, so we have another comment.
We don't want New Brunswick coming out.
No, not at all.
No,
Not at all. Not at all. And I
at all.
really wasn't I mean, Shakira, you're not a fighter, obviously, right? You
I never really had to been put in a situation to have to fight.
thank
But
goodness.
if I have to fight, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up. It won't be fair. It will
No,
not be fair.
no.
Yeah, it
Well, I
won't be
always fought
fair.
for you, so
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mom, for putting that out there. Now
well,
people.
I mean, but you know what? It's not intentional. It's just a mother instinct. Anyone
Yeah.
that's a mother knows what we do. When you a mom, it's a like a father instinct. It's
Yeah.
just you jump into that mode.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to be fighting these days, huh?
I'm a mom too.
Yeah, you are.
I am a
You are.
mom too, and I go on field trips with my kids, and I be looking at other parents like,
Yeah. But
kid.
I
So,
these days we have to learn we have to
I
still learn as parents to walk away. It's okay to walk away. That's what I had to learn at an earlier age, to walk away. Now, if you follow me, that's a different story. But walk away. If you can walk away, sisters and brothers, just walk away. You'll live to see another day free.
yeah.
Free. Tiana says, oh yeah, she okay, repeat that already. Okay. Thank you, T, for that comment.
Miss Linda said you are correct, Plum.
Yes.
Jasmine said, hey, Jazz.
Hey, Jasmine, thank you for joining us. Please share. Sharing is caring. Please sharing and caring is caring.
I came in at clear, folks. What did I miss? They
Oh,
was fighting at Chuck E. Cheese. It was a brawl at Chuck E. Cheese.
yeah, terrible.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
horrible.
terrible. Thank you, Pam. I try my best. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Miss Linda said, but we know who can throw down. Right, you, right, you who can. Right,
Yeah, I
you
know what she
can.
meant.
I know what you meant.
I know what she meant.
I get you. I got you.
Yes, I know exactly what she meant. Okay, so we're going to change hands. I want to just say it's good to hear about Wendy Williams, right? Trying to do a comeback. She's got a
Yes,
new lawyer,
yes,
same attorney as Rocky had.
yes.
So things is looking up for her. So we are definitely wishing her well and wishing that everything turns around for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's got to be the hardest thing, is to lose control of your assets,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Especially being in that predicament where you have assets to be controlling. I mean, not to say that if you didn't have, even but at the caliber that she is and the money that she accumulated for it to be spent up, and people, you don't know what they're doing with your money.
Yeah.
Be that
Yeah,
she's
true.
control now.
True, true. I want to share something with a judge who I love. Her name is Judge Faith. Some of you may have had this type of encounter at a hotel where a staff may have broken, or someone was in your hotel room and did not have authority to be there. So, this is a real dangerous situation, especially when you're traveling. You want to make sure that you try to stay as safe as possible. I want to just share this clip with you. Stay tuned.
I woke up at 3 a.m. to a man standing in the middle of my hotel room while we were sleeping. I was in college and I had traveled to New Orleans with my mom for an event. Literally, we woke up to this man standing in front of our beds. Something about his presence woke my mom up first, and she yelled out to him. She said, "Hey, hey, you're in the wrong room." It's the first thing that came to her head. And that's when I woke up. I saw him, and he got nervous and started backing away and said, "Hey, hotel security, ma'am, hotel security." But he had never knocked, he had never identified himself, and he had tiptoed 10 to 12 feet across the room by the time we saw him. He was standing in front of our beds. When we called downstairs to hotel staff, they came up and they did confirm that he was hotel security, and he said that our door had been ajar. It wasn't. They apologized profusely. They upgraded us to another room, but we never called the police. Now, this was before I went to law school, before I had experience as a criminal prosecutor in Manhattan, before my legal career. And knowing what I know now about the system, I would have done things very differently today. Read my caption for the things I wish I knew sooner, and comment safety if you want a copy of the hotel safety guide I put together for when you travel. It's better to be safe than sorry. It just
There you have it. Yes, that was really enlightening because so many people do travel. They stay in hotel. Now the weather is changing. It's getting better. So I'm putting in her actual page. So for those of you after the show, if you want to go over and click and put the word stay, she will send you information to keep you safe. One of the things I must say, I even personally had an experience several times, of one in particular that my life could have actually changed overnight. Oftentimes when I would go to a hotel to stay, sometimes I just get away, just in different environment. And I normally would allow the front desk, put anonymous for an example. So I came downstairs, went to dinner, and played a little bit. And when I got back upstairs, there was someone in my bed. And of course, by them moving around, and I'm having stuff, private stuff there. It was just, it turned out, it could have been worse. It could have been deadly, but thank God it wasn't, right? It could have been a real bad situation. And I won't name who this person is. They know who they are. But I say that the front desk dropped the ball because this person was able to connive and intimidate the front desk into giving them access to my room without my authority. So I did end up pressing charges. I did move forward in that direction because I felt violated. Um, I didn't feel comfortable after that stay. And after that, I didn't go back to that particular hotel. It was a while before I just felt comfortable even going in that hotel because of what has happened. So I do know these things do happen when you stand in these hotels. You gotta be, you gotta be safe. But one of the things I want to share with each of you right now, if I can, real quick, this device right here is something, I don't know if you can see my screen. Hopefully you can. This device right here is something that was ordered, and this actually can detect hidden cameras in your hotel room. Okay. If you're staying in a hotel, you want to get this device. It would actually be able to scan the room and tell you whether or not there's a hidden camera in your room. I'm going to be sharing you other things that I use when I go to hotels to keep myself safe, especially if you're traveling by yourself, you don't have anyone else with you. You definitely want to do things differently. You don't want to make it known that you're traveling by yourself. You want to say we instead of just me, or I'm staying by myself, ask for two keys, and maybe the other person who's joining you is coming later, because you don't even know whether or not it could be an inside job, right? We can never know. We can never know by this. And I know, Plum, you worked in a hotel.
Yeah, so basically that's called a non-registered guest. So that
Yeah.
would be the actual terminology that you would use to request that. Non-registered guest basically means that if someone wants to call up to a hotel and say, "Can I get connected to, Dr. Regina Ross' room?" There will be no record of you. If they don't know the room number, they will have no access. So make sure you keep in mind that if you give somebody your room number, then that no longer makes them anonymous because they know your
Correct.
room number. So if they were to call, they connect, you're going to connect you. Okay. But being is a hotel, a couple of them in Atlantic City, their name cannot just be staying with you. Name has to be added.
Correct.
Times where I have checked in couples and name is not on the room. And then she's like, but you checked me in. I understand that. But I asked you and your husband when you were standing here, did you want to add any names to the room? Because I said to the husband, your name is the only one listed. Oh no, we're always together. Okay. I asked and that was it. So just keeping that in mind that they're supposed to ask for ID. They cannot just give, and the person that is added to the room, they have to present ID. So even if they know somebody's added to the room, they still have to show ID.
Hmm.
And if it's your, you don't show me ID, you ain't getting no key either. There's that.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes. So, be careful, especially with so much going on, so many people going missing, and so many people just doing crazy things. You definitely want to put yourself in a position where you are protecting yourself by any means necessary, and contact the people. For me, when I go to the hotel, I always let at least about 3 people know my whereabouts, so that way that they know how to track me and get in touch with me. But sometimes when you're out and about, people see you out that knows you, right? You might not, you might not want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? So, some people go to just a little, relaxation, especially if you're Atlantic City. If you're down there and people losing their money, they see you, they be like, oh, I'm gonna go get $100. You know how that is. You know how that is. Jasmine made a comment.
She said, "Come on in my room uninvited. I got something waiting."
I know that's right, Jasmine. What you say? You is not the one. Yes, yes, that's true.
She
Terrifying.
said, "Yeah, terrifying."
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a terrifying situation. Linda said she know who that crazy fool was. Yeah, Linda definitely knows who it was. And I was definitely I was angry. I was pissed. But even though you being upset and things of that nature, and I did call the outside police. That's one thing about the hotels. They don't want the police to be involved. And they was trying to do everything for me not to call the police. You know what I'm saying? But I needed to make sure that I had a record, because you just never know what people's crazy. They do crazy stuff.
Not the one or the two.
Not the one. Yeah, it's one of those situations. Okay, so she said not the one or the two. We're going to move on. And one of the things I do want to talk about is something that I don't know whether you've ever been to the Smithsonian, African American in Washington, D.C., but Smithsonian Showdown, Trump's executive order target museum funding. He is defunding the museum. Allegedly, I'm trying to figure out how is this helping the economy with eggs being $10. You know what I mean? With food prices going up, people losing their job, and now you want to pick on Smithsonian. What is going on here? What is really? It seems like they go from Smithsonian, they go from trying to release George Floyd. Anything? Are they picking with people of color? I'm just asking. Does it feel like that, co-host? Does it feel like we're being targeted? I'm just asking a question. Maybe you can enlighten me. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it definitely don't seem right. It doesn't seem right at all. But to go in and say that there's issues, what is it that's not true in the African American Museum? What is not true there? Everything in there is true. So I don't understand why is that being their issue? But let me show you this clip.
And Trump signed an executive order yesterday to get rid of certain ideology from the Smithsonian. The president's order focused on, quote, restoring truth and sanity to American history by revitalizing key cultural institutions and reversing the spread of divisive ideology. The order directs Vice President J.D. Vance to eliminate improper, divisive, or anti-American ideology from the Smithsonian and its museum, education, and research centers.
There you have it. So, along with the National Zoo,
That's
I don't get that. I don't understand that. I'm trying to, understand the concept behind it. But it's, and the crazy part, when he was president previously, he took a tour and said it was beautiful, it was wonderful. And then now he's saying that they want to make some changes. Uh, I don't know. Co-hosts, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this? And also, I just, depending on the federal government to do the funding, could African American, could Black people, could white people, could all those believe in the Smithsonian uh, museum, could they come together and fund this independently where they don't need the government to fund? Is that a possibility? Because this here is, I don't understand it.
he's doing it because it's I won't say it's in his power, but anything that he can do that's going to go against the grain that has absolutely nothing to do with saving it. Like, I don't understand. What is it doing, sir? It's sitting minding its own business. So I'm not surprised. So I'm not surprised. Ms. Linda
Yeah.
said Black Lives Matter. They erased it from the street of Washington D.C.
Yeah, they
trip.
did. They did. They did.
Oh, the part that said Black Lives Matter, they erased it
Yes.
all. Wow.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
Yep. Yep, they did. I'm assuming, I know they were working on it, getting it removed. So it's probably finished by now because it's been, as soon as he came in office, they started working on that, getting that removed
Wow.
immediately. Um so it, yeah,
Jasmine.
go ahead.
Jas- Jasmine said, "Is there a commission on defunding?" I'm confused.
I'm totally confused myself. Other than to maybe wire some, I don't know. I don't get it. I would love to understand that concept behind that.
Mm-hmm. Miss Linda
Yeah,
said, "Yes, we are being targeted." Absolutely,
yeah. It seems like
absolutely.
that's always been
Miss
our
Betty
life
said,
story.
"Yes."
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Aunt Dot said, "Anything black, all
Mm,
caps."
mm, mm. Sad. Sad. Yeah.
Jasmine said, "We are always the target." Yeah.
Yep. Wow. That is that is heartening. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think also, when you look at, there's so many allies that are of privileged, that are seeing the light. They're coming forth, they're speaking up, they're seeing the light, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not being silent about what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not being solid about what they're feeling. Yeah. Okay,
Um.
Jasmine.
What about false
Mm-hmm.
ideology in most museums where history has been falsified and
Mm-hmm.
whitewashed? Yeah, you
Like
ain't touching
Columbus
them.
discovered America, but there was people here when he got here.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Ms. Linda said defund white museums.
No, but you know what? It was a video that was going around saying that they're picking with everything else black, but they haven't touched the NFL or the
Oh yeah,
NBA.
because that makes them money. That makes some money. They ain't
They have
stupid.
not touched
They
the
they're not going to
NBA.
touch nothing that's going to that's making them money.
Yeah,
It's
that's
making them
crazy.
money.
That's crazy.
Jasmine said even if it's financed non federally, he can petition removal.
Mm, 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 mm. Oh boy, just the
Uh,
thought.
I said next he'll go after the black wax museums.
Might be on his radar. It might be on his radar. Yeah, might be on his radar. Wow.
Miss Linda said then Trump backs Uncle Tom blacks like Tiger dating a Trump former daughter in law.
Daughter-in-law. Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, yeah,
Oh,
is dating one of Trump's son's ex-wife.
okay.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Okay, well, we're moving right along. One of the things you brought this to my attention actually,
Hmm.
and for me, I'm kind of trying to figure out. This has happened before with Tiki Palmer and her relationship.
Oh, Kiki Palmer. Yeah.
Confessions at the concert. Usher, her husband, and the drama that followed. Now, I want to ask our co-host, when you see this video, I want to get your opinion. Did Usher go too far or did she do too little? Because the rumor is stating that her husband, after seeing this video, wants a divorce. That is being stated. Correct, Plum?
Yes, correct. So
That's
let
correct.
us know if these are actions or visibly looking like a woman that is married. You let me know.
Yes. Hold tight.
Yes.
Okay, so there you have it.
Yeah. He was about to walk away. She pulled him back. I don't know if y'all caught that part. That ain't
Yeah,
look like nobody was married.
so for the
Okay.
men, I mean, would you divorce your wife if she went to an Usher concert and he selected her out of the audience to participate in a little bit of entertainment?
Don't get away from me, Usher. Go on now. Go on get with somebody else. I'm not the one of the two. Okay, don't come over here with that. I don't want no cherries. Okay, I don't even like cherries. Okay, which I love cherries, but I don't want no cherry from you. Okay, no, thank you. I think that was very wild. I think it was disrespectful to her husband. She could. It's nothing wrong with going out having fun, but be respectful. You're supposed to look like a married woman. That is not actions of a married woman.
Okay.
It
Okay.
looked like she was hot, if y'all know what I mean. Hot and ready. Like Little
Yeah.
Caesar's pizza.
Yeah. That's
Um
true. Yeah, that's true.
Miss Linda says she doesn't look like Kiki, but her husband was upset about her outfit.
Yes. It was
Yeah,
more
but
it
we
was
were just
more
saying it
it was
was more so that he's causing problems. Okay, his concert is causing friction in people's relationships.
yes.
Okay,
But
that's what.
see, he's married too, so his wife is must be okay with it. Number one, right? She understands the entertainment. He
Mm,
must be making her feel very secure in
mm,
what he's doing. It's just like you said earlier, like an
it's
actor, an
acting. Yeah,
actress in a movie, in a love
yeah,
scene.
yeah,
You have to really have a lot of stamina to be able to accept your spouse or your significant other in compromising situations like this.
yeah. No thanks. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I heard in the video people saying he was married, but I wasn't sure whether she was married. So I didn't know whether that theory was correct.
Jasmine said, "Oh no, ma'am, she was ready to risk it all and did because who told you to act like that with a husband at home? Exactly,
Yeah. She was
a hot tamale.
she was she was on fire.
Mm-mm.
She was on fire. Now let me ask you this question. Do you think if he would have leaned in a little bit more that
Yeah, she
she
would
would
have
have
kissed him. She would have put her tongue all up in that man's mouth. And what do they breath smell like? I don't like people that close to me. I don't care
no,
who you. I just it's just I'm
very
like, okay,
uncomfortable.
you're too it's
You invade
too
my space.
no
You
no.
invade my space.
Yeah, that's too
Now,
much.
single people, you okay, but the
But
people that
even when I was singing, that's just too much. Like it's just that's hot breath. People be whispering in your face. Mm-mm, no thing. How you doing, baby? Not as good as that breath mint that you about to pop.
now
Anyway,
if they breath smell okay, then that's a different
I
story.
don't like it. I don't want. I don't. I shouldn't feel your breath. I should. It
Yeah,
should never be a point where I feel your breath, no matter what it is, if it's hot or cool.
right.
Um, Jasmine said being a fan is one thing, but sir, you would have got them cherries out about my face. Yeah, sir. I would.
Yeah.
Don't bring them over here. Do her. She's single right
Well,
here.
see,
Get
I'm
her.
single, so I can mingle like that with no problems because I'm
Yeah,
single.
but we talk about the married woman,
The married people, yeah, it's
yeah,
not appropriate.
it's not.
But
Um,
but did her husband go too far though? Saying a divorce, that's major, like extreme, like a divorce.
but it all depends on if I mean when I read the article, I don't know how the truth to it, but he was basically saying that she don't show no affection to him at all in public, and you out here
Wow.
about to risk it all, cherries mouth wide open to this man that's a stranger. So I
And then
mean,
she was just being so her body the way
it was
her
hot.
body was
Okay.
talking.
Yes. Ms. Pam said, I think they went too far, but this could have been pre planned, but this is a part of their profession. I
Yes.
know I would not have done it being married. Hello. It's a
Yes.
little, it's a little like disrespecting my husband. Exactly.
Yeah. I agree too.
Absolutely.
It totally would be disrespecting. Yes, I agree totally. Shout out to your husband and yourself.
Shakira, your face says it all. You know me. Don't come over here. Don't come over here, please. I don't want to hurt your poor feelings. It's mean. It's mean for a divorce because if you're doing on screen, what you doing off screen?
Ooh, okay,
That
that
is
part.
good.
Okay, that's
And
something to think about.
all them people there, and you
Yeah.
doing all that.
Yeah. And see, a man is they don't be they can't it's hard for
Nah.
them to accept a woman in that light
Yeah.
versus a woman seeing her husband in that light. If that was
Yeah.
Halle Berry or Beyonce, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, Holly Berry ain't got no man, does she? Never mind.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
so. But she can have one if she wants to for sure.
Jasmine said, I was thinking about that. I love those cherries, but I would I would have been allergic that night, that day. No, you love those cherries, Shakira. You would have smacked them out his hand. I sure would have.
Would have just took him out
Uh-uh.
his hand.
I would have smacked them, sir. What is you doing? No,
You
absolutely
like
not.
cherries?
I love those cherries. I buy them just to eat them.
Yeah.
I buy them just to eat them. I don't be having no sundae with no ice cream. Like making a sundae. I don't do.
Yeah.
I just eat them. I'll put them in my drink, or I just eat them like they
You would have
potato
just grabbed
chips.
them and just start eating them.
Yeah.
Ah, that's
Jasmine
funny.
said she was waiting for the kiss. She sure was
You
hot
was
and ready.
waiting, hot breath and all.
Mhm. Um, Dot said she was like, just lay me down. She sure
Oh my
was.
God, she was. Oh Lord, have mercy, terrible.
Miss Linda said at the time of the concert, I don't think Usher was married at that time.
This I thought this just happened.
I think this just happened.
Yeah, they
Well,
said this just happened.
because is he still on tour? Is he still doing a tour thing? I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I thought this
But
was
this
kind
was,
of recent
yeah,
because
I
it
thought
just
this was
started being
recent because
posted.
it was in London.
It was in
It was,
London. Yeah,
yeah, it was in London overseas.
yeah, right, exactly. Oh my goodness.
Um, I think he was upset about her outfit. Oh, talking about Kiki Palmer. Yeah, but he also, I
No, it
think
wasn't
because
just the
because
outfit; it was the movement.
it was her movement because she was
He
dancing and
bent
all
her
that. It
over,
wasn't,
didn't he?
huh?
I think he bent her over, didn't he?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't
I
remember.
remember something ironic. It
Yeah, it
was.
was something. Yeah, but sir, that was wild.
Mhm.
Jasmine said that was the last straw. The divorce was in the works. Probably
Yeah.
was.
And listen, this is another thing. You got to think about, was she doing this for freedom? You know, that knowing that her husband seeing it is her way of exiting the relationship.
I mean, that's a long stretch. Cause how you know if somebody gonna tape you doing that? Cause you
Yeah.
know how many other women he putting cherries in their mouth. You see
Oh,
how full
right.
that bowl is? He putting cherries in all their mouths. So what's the chances of you getting picked out of all them people? So I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Jasmine said, I don't care if it was Beyonce. You better social distance.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. I agree. I
Absolutely.
agree.
Miss Linda said, no, it happened months ago.
Oh, okay. No,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, but still, it happened. So
Yeah.
it's like we're taking that and trying to learn from it and see, well, what is everybody thinking? And is this like the new? Because so many people are so acceptable to so many different things because you got the entanglement type relationships going on
Yeah.
now. So it's a
Ain't
lot
nothing
going on.
tangled over here, okay?
No, I'm
Ain't no
always one
shoestrings and
on
all of that.
one. I'm not gonna say I'm a jealous woman, but I don't want my man to be mixing with other women. No, 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 no. I'm selfish in that way. And I think for women who are selfish, that's your preference. And for women who like to share, that's their preference.
That's your preference too, yeah.
Yeah, that's your preference. Oh, okay. November
Okay.
2023. But it still happened, so we're learning from
Yeah.
it.
The bowl was full, locked and loaded. Jasmine
Yeah.
said.
He's
Yeah.
good at those cherries, right?
Mhm.
That's his thing. He loves to talk about the cherries. Listen, we had so much fun discussing so many different things with you all this evening. We actually ran out of time. We do have other topics, but one of the things I do want to say, I want to shout out to I Say Yes Salon and Spa. Today, April the 6th, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Crystal Lewis and her mother, Barbara Bryant, are having um, a donation where you can get your hair done. A donation where you actually can get your hair done, which is phenomenal. And it's happening right now, tonight, going on until 10 o'clock in the morning. And this is where you can go to 483 Woodland Road, Suite 1 in West Hampton, New Jersey, 08060. That's today from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you still have some time to get there. If you would like to have a basic cut, is $30 donation. If you would like to have a cut in style, is $50 donation. They have a VIP package, $75 donation. Will receive a hair consultation, skincare, and makeup analysis, and cut and style. So, and you're welcome to do walk-ins. Again, the address is 483 Woodland Road, Suite 1. That's in West Hampton, New Jersey, 08060. And you can go to her page. I'll post her page actually So for those of you who are interested in going there tonight to get a cut, $30, you can't beat it. And you'll be helping the American Heart Association. So it's a win-win situation. Okay. Do you have any last remarks?
No, get your taxes done. April 15th will be here before you know it. Be blessed, drink your water, and pray.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Um,
Oh, wait, one more thing. It's always time to make time. Stop making excuses for whatever that you've been putting off. It's always time to make time.
It's always time to make time.
Yep.
Exactly, exactly. I know we wanted to talk more about women, single women. We're going to dive into that. That's going to be one of the first things we're going to dive into next week, about single women and being feminine and still being a boss, and being able to know the difference of being a boss at your job and coming home and allowing your significant other to take over. Because sometimes us boss women, we don't know when to cut it off, and it tends to be a little issue at home. And this has a lot to do with why a lot of women are single.
Mm.
Well, I must say I'm still interviewing. So if you out there and you single, you're a single man, and you believe in God, there's a whole lot of other things that I believe in. I am single, and I'm not gonna say I'm looking, but I'm putting myself out there. Let's say it that way. Okay, thank you all so much for watching another episode of Mama Said It. And Mama said it, woo, there'll be days like this. Mama said it, wee, there'll be days like this. Mama said it, woo. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good week. God bless. Do something different today that you didn't do yesterday to change your tomorrow. Happy
Yes.
spring to you too, Jasmine. See y'all
Yes.
later, co-hosts.
Bye.